Hello, Minglaba Dhamma class. My name is Thazancho, and my Buddhist name is Jana Bali, which means power of concentration. Today, I will be your presenter for part 1 of this Dhamma class. Today's Dhamma class is on Sunday, January 4th, 2026. We meet every Sunday at 4 o'clock p.m. Arizona Pacific Time. Anyone interested in Buddhist teachings is welcome to join us on Zoom. Use the ID 413-460-4622 and the password Buddha20, all lowercase. Remember, the Zoom ID and password will stay the same every week. First, 3 individuals will chant the Buddha Gamanagata, Alawakagata, and Suryagata. These chants will then be followed by Part 1A, Offerings, taking the Tisarana and precepts, the Metta chant, and meditation. Part 1B, Adhitthana, determination, mindfulness on death, wishing, and sharing. Part 2, Parita chanting, Buddhism, choose the correct one out of the given answers and answer the questions parts 1 and 2. Today's substitute will be Hina'ong, so Hina'ong, please have your prayer books in the correct pages ready and close by. Before we begin, here are some important rules and regulations. If you're reading a substitution or participating in Part 1A, please try to join the Zoom meeting at least 5 minutes early. Please do not eat or drink during the prayer time, as it is very disrespectful. If you're hungry, make sure to eat before joining the meeting next time. Sit up straight and center yourself in front of your camera. Keep your camera on at all times or you may be removed from the meeting. If you're not a part of the Dhamma class, you're free to turn off your camera. Please don't fidget or play around, as it can disturb others who are praying. The prayer session is only 15 minutes, so please be mindful and respectful. For those chanting, please chant clearly and slowly so that others can follow along. We would greatly appreciate it if everyone stays respectfully until the end of the meeting. Now, please put your hands together. We'll begin with Buddha Gamanagata. We believe you'll do great.
Buddha Gamanagata Angira Sasa Unaya Data Hi Setaram Siya Wajira Wa Virajanti Jina Meta Du Si Sake Nilaya Nilatanama Pita Data Cha Lohita Dhamma Manjita Nikamem Supapasara Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Bow one time.
Alawakagata So aham vicharisami Gamam Buram Namasa Mano Sambuddham Dhammasacha Sudhamadam Edena Sacha Vajena Soti Meho Du Sabada Soti Deho Du Sabada Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay. Surya Gatha Namo De Buddha Viradu Vipamudosi Sabadi Sambada Patipanosmi Tasame Saranam Bhava Tata Katam Arahandam Suryo Saranam Gato Rahu Suryam Pamunjasa Jasu Buddha Loka Nukam Baka Yo Andakare Damasi Babam Karo Verojano Mandali Ugadejo Marahu Kili Jara Mandalike Pajam Mamam Rahu Pamunja Suryam Edena Sajawajena Soti me hontu sabada Soti te hontu sabada.
Tanasawa, Atitena, Dipena, Dhamma, Dapsina, Tiloka, Dipasa Buddha, Bujayami, Namo Nuda, Anagana guna betam etama kusama saradidam. Pujayami manudasa sibada savahe.
Diwa se tu no bende, Bania breaka bedam, Onokambam ubadaya, Bedigana tuotamam, Adiwa se tu no bende, Bojanam breaka bedam, Onokambam ubadaya, Bedigana tuotamam one time.
Lasenda, it is your turn.
Ogata, 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 kayakan, wasikan, manukan, debadota, kaitito, apidogo, piapaseche, adrona, patama, tutia, tatia, teje, teje, Tanjimyo Paya Yedana Daya Yedana Danga Yedana Yedana Myatum Badugo Ayo Ale Ale Amya Lesumoe Shiku Puzao Pumya Mesho Gadubai Ashimpaya Gadoya Tao Ajo Achao Apeleba Gamnuba Yapiesheba Yantumunaba Lepatitaya Leba Piatanatayana Baduma Agagatin Kiloni de Pewe Mataya Bodaya Nebantaya Domyago Yabaloi Ashimpaya Bawatime.
Ahambante, Isaranena Saha, Nawanga Sampana Garden, Uposata Sealand Daman, Yachami, Anugaham Katawa, Sealand Da, Mebante, Dutiyampi, Ahambante, Isaranena Saha, Nawanga Sampana Garden, Uposata Silan Damaya Jami Anugaham Katawa Silan Data Mebante Tatiampi Ahambante Tisara Nena Saha Nawanga Sampana Gatan Uposata Silan Damaya Jami Anugaham Katawa Silan Data Mebante Amabante Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saranam gacchami. Dhammam saranam gacchami. Sangham saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi Dhammaṃ saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi Sangham saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi Buddhaṃ saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi Dhammaṃ saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi Sangham saranam gacchami. Amabante.
Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Atenatana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Abramacharya Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Musawada Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Sura Meraya Machapamatana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Vikala Bhojana. Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Nachakita Wadita Visuka Dasana. Malakanda Vilebana Dharana. Madana Vibhusana Tana. Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Ucha Sayana Mahasayana. Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Metta Sahakatena Jetasa Sababana Bhujesu Paritva Viharanam Samadhiyami. I'm up and it by one time.
Iti piso bhagawa araham sama sambuddho vija charana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati sata dewa manusaram buddho bhagawa. Swakata Bhagavata Tamba Santitiko Akaliko Ehipasiko Opaneiko Pachudam Veditabo Vinyohi.
Supatipano Bhagavato Sawakasango Ujupatipano Bhagavato Sawakasango Nyapatipano Bhagavato Sawakasango Samichapatipano Bhagavato Sawakasango Yaditam Jatari Purisa Yugani Ata Purisa Bugala Esa Bhagavato Sawakasango Ahuneyo Bahuneyo Dakineyo Anjalikaraneyo Anuttaram Punyaketam Lokasa by one time. Aham avira homi avyapado homi anigo homi sukhi achanam pariharami mama mata pitu atariyata nyatimitata sabramata rinota avira hontu avyapaza hontu aniga hontu sukhi achanam pariharantu amagam araka dewata ima samim awase ima samim arame araka dewata avira hontu avyapaza hontu aniga hontu sukhi achanam pariharantu.
Sabe Sata, Sabe Pana, Sabe Buddha, Sabe Pugala, Sabe Atapawa Pariyapana, Saba Itio, Sabe Parisa, Sabe Arya, Sabe Anariya, Sabe Dewa, Sabe Manusa, Sabe Vinipatika. Awera hontu, apya pacha hontu, anika hontu, sukiatana pariharantu, dukkha mochantu, yata lata sampatito, mawika chantu, dhamma saka.
Urati Maya Disaya Dakinaya Disaya Pachimaya Disaya Uttaraya Disaya Puratimaya Anudisaya Dakinaya Anudisaya Pachimaya Anudisaya Uttaraya Anudisaya Hetimaya Disaya Uparimaya Disaya
Sabe Sata, Sabe Bana, Sabe Buddha, Sabe Bugala, Sabe Atabawa Bariya Bana, Saba Itio, Sabe Purisa, Sabe Arya, Sabe Anarya, Sabe Dewa, Sabe Manusa, Sabe Vinipatika, Awera hontu, apya baja hontu, anika hontu, sukiya tenam puriharantu, dukha mujantu, yadalada sampatito, mawi gachantu, kamasaka.
Udam yawa bogaja Ado yawa awi jito Samanta jaka walesu ye sata Padawi jara abya baja niraja Yuga ja nubadoa Udam yawa bogaja Ado yawa awi jito Samanta Jaka Walesu Ye Sata Udake Jara Abya Baja Niraja Niduga Ja Nubadawa Udam Yawa Boaga Ja Ro Yawa Awi Jito Samanta Jaka Walesu Ye Sata Agase Jara Abya Baja Niraja Niduga Ja Nubadawa Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. One time.
Now we will learn how to meditate by Chloe, Shinten, Hinaong, Thazonjo, and Maythun.
What is meditation? Meditation is a way to keep the mind cool and calm by concentrating on one object. There are many ways to meditate. In our Dhamma class, primarily we study Anapanasati and body scanning meditation. In Anapanasati, a natural focus is your own breath, which is always with you. If you simply keep feeling the breath as it comes in and as it goes out, the mind gets quieter and more peaceful. In body scanning meditation, you scan your whole body from head to toe, from the front and the back. The only trouble is, something will always take your attention away. Maybe a noise or a pain in the knee. But often your mind is the problem. It is so full of useless stuff. Like a monkey jumping here and there, it is so hard to control. To become the master of your mind, you need some lessons, enough time, and a good place to learn how to practice. With enough practice, meditation helps to replace bad thoughts and feelings with happy ones.
Why do we meditate? By learning how to control the mind, we start to get rid of negative habits and develop good mental qualities instead. If your mind is cool, you make good decisions, you don't get confused, you make less mistakes, you don't get angry or feel afraid, and you become more confident. If your mind is calm, you become peaceful and happy, you're less worried and frustrated, you don't get stressed about work or exams, you develop compassion and kindness, and you have more harmonious relationships. If your mind is concentrated, you get less distracted by useless things, you find it easier to focus and learn, you perform better in sports and games, you make better music and art, and you will become more trustworthy.
What is the difference between samatha and vipassana? Samatha meditation and vipassana meditation are two different types of meditation. Samatha aims at achieving deep concentration, while vipassana aims at understanding both the body and mind. In samatha meditation, the focus is solely on one object to attain deep concentration, such as by fixing the mind on a single point. In contrast, Vipassana meditation involves observing various mental and physical processes as they occur. During samatha meditation, when the mind wanders, we bring it back to the chosen object. However, in Vipassana meditation, when the mind wanders, we observe it without trying to control it. Only when the distraction fades do we return our focus to the primary object. These differences in focus and approach distinguish the two types of meditation.
Guided muscle relaxation meditation. We are going to practice guided muscle relaxation meditation. Before we begin, please straighten your body, center yourself in the middle of your camera, put your hands together with the right on top of the left with your thumbs connected and place them in your lap. Then close your eyes. Step 1. When I say a group of muscle, focus on the group of muscles you hear and feel the tenseness in them. Step 2. Mentally relax those group of muscles. Step 3. Feel those muscles completely relaxed. Let's start. Your scalp muscles, all the muscles on your head, are relaxed. Your forehead and eyebrows are relaxed. Your eyes, ears, nose, lips, and chin are relaxed. Your neck and shoulders are relaxed. Your arms, forearms, wrists, hands, and fingers are relaxed. Your chest and upper back are relaxed. Your abdomen and lower back are relaxed. Your hips and thighs are relaxed. Your knees and legs are relaxed. Your ankles, feet, and toes are relaxed. Now your whole body from head to toe fully relaxed.
Body scanning meditation. Now we're going to advance to body scanning meditation. Imagine you're holding a scanner in your hand. You are going to scan your whole body from head to toe and from the front and the back. Begin at the top of your head and slowly let your attention move down through your body little by little. Imagine a warm energy flowing gently inside you. If you find a place that feels stuck, pause there, take a calm breath, and picture it relaxing. Once it feels open, keep moving down all the way to the tip of your toes. Let's begin by scanning the front of your body. Start at the top of your head and move slowly downward. Top of your head, forehead, and face. Front of your neck, front of your shoulders, upper chest, lower chest and abdomen, front of your hips, the front of your thighs, the front of your knees, and the front of your legs. Now bring your attention to your back. Beginning at your heels, slowly scan upward. Back of your legs, back of your knees, back of your thighs, back of your hips, your lower back, your upper back, back of your shoulders, the back of your neck, the back of your head, and the top of your head. Now you have successfully finished one cycle of body scanning meditation. Now you are going to practice another cycle on your own. You can switch the order, either go down the front and up the back, or up the back and down the front. Now, once all the energy channels are open, your body will feel very light. It will feel as if you're riding on a calm ocean wave. We're now done meditating.
Valerie, it is your turn.
Absent.
Hinaon, could you please substitute for Valerie on prayer book page 18, Dukkha Pata Aja?
Dukkha pata ja nidukkha, bhaya pata ja nibhaya, sokha pata ja nisokha, hontu sabbe pippanino.
Nahi verana verani samantita kuta janam averana ja samanti esadamo sanantano.
Pali, it is your turn.
Sabha Baba Sa Akarana Kusala Sa Upasampada Sachita Pariyodapana Etam Buddhama Sasanam.
Juju, it is your turn.
Verna me tuam, chivita me atuam, ida me ponyam, neva nasa pachayo hotu, imam ponya bagam, sava satanam, pajama, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. By one time.
It is now part 2 of the Dhamma class. And again, please do not eat anything. However, drinking water is now fine. So we will be starting off with program number 1, which is chant of Bojjhanga Sutta. by Mason D, Chloe, Emira, Hank, Kima, Miano, Wayan, Matane, Shintan, Noel, Tiffany, Halen, O, and Dizinjo.
Bojanga Sutta Samsare Samsarantanam Sabatuka Vinasane Satadame Cha Bojange Marasena Pamatane Ujitwaye Chime Sata Debawa Mutakutama Ajati Majarabhyatim Amatam Nipayam Kata Ewa Mati Gunupedam Aneka Guna Sangaham Osadanja Imanandam Bojaganja Banamahe
Bojango Sati Sankato Dhammanam Vichayo Tata Viriyam Piti Pasadi Bojanga Chatata Pare
Samadubeka Bojanga Sadede Sabadasina Munina Samadakada Bawida Bahulikada
Muffin, it is your turn.
Sawatanti Apinyaya Nibanaya Cha Buddhiya Idina Sacha Wajina Sotite Hodu Sabada
Ekasmin Samaye Nato Mogalanancha Kasatam Kilane Tukite Tiswa Bojange Sata De Sayi
Echatam Abhinantitwa Roka Muchim Su Tankane Etena Sacha Wajena Sotite Hontu Sabada
Ekada Demaraja Bi Gelanyena Bipilito Junda Terena Tamyewa Vana Petwana Sadaram
Samo Ditwana Abada Dhamma Buddha Sitana So Etena Sachawajena Sotite Hodu Sabada
Pahina Teja Abada Dinanampi Mahesinam Magahata Kilesawa Pata Nupati Damatam Etena Sacha Wajena Sotite Hodu Sabada Bojanga Sutam Nitidam Sadhu 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 by one time.
We're now moving on to program number 2, which is Basic Buddhism, first by Chloe, Mason, D, and Julia, then by Susan and Linlin, then by Neantha, Matthew, and Emerald, then by Sarah and Alexander, then by Sunyap and Victoria, then by Hazel, Xingling, and Ellen Tay, then by Zinjo and Hila, and lastly by Shintha, Noel, and Tiffany.
Hello, Manglaba. My name is Chloe Chang, and my Buddhist name is Diti Bali, which means keeper of wisdom. I live in Chino Hills, California. So today, my two dear Dhamma friends, Mason D, will be joining me. So Mason D, please introduce yourself.
Hello, Mangalaba. My name is Mason D. My Buddha name is Loka Bali, which means the guardian of the world. I live in Jacksonville, Florida. So, Julia, please introduce yourself.
Hello, Mangalaba. My name is Julia. My Buddhist name is Bera Pali, which means keeper of wisdom, and I live in Jacksonville, Florida. So, Chloe, what will we be talking about today?
We will be talking about Akusala, so I'll go first. Please listen carefully because we will be asking some questions at the end. What is Akusala? Akusala, Akuto in Burmese means unwholesome or bad actions. These are actions, thoughts, or speech that cause harm to ourselves or others. Akusala actions come from negative emotions like greed, hatred, or ignorance.
When we do something harmful like lying, hurting others, or being selfish, it is considered akusala because it creates suffering. Just like how eating unhealthy food can make us sick, doing unwholesome actions can hurt our minds and lead to unhappiness.
Buddha teaches that we should avoid akusala actions and instead focus on kusala, which means wholesome or good actions. By being kind, honest, and mindful, we help create happiness for ourselves and others. Avoiding akusala leads to a peaceful and joyful life. So now we'll be asking questions. So Chloe, please ask your first question.
So my first question is to Lasanda and is, what does akusala mean?
Akusala means bad actions that cause harm.
That is correct. So Mason D, please ask your next question.
So my next question is to Cynthia. So Cynthia, where do akusala actions come from?
They come from greed, hatred, or ignorance.
Yes, that is correct. So Julia, please ask your next question.
My next question is to Lasana. So Lasana, why should we avoid akusala actions?
Can you say the question again?
Why should we avoid akusala actions?
They bring suffering and unhappiness.
Yes, that is correct. So Chloe, please ask your last question.
So my last question is to Cynthia and it is, what should we do instead of akusala?
We should do kusala, which means good actions.
Yes, that is correct. And that is all. Thank you for listening.
That is all. Thank you for watching and listening.
Thank you for watching and listening.
It is now Swizan and Lillian's turn. Hello to my class, my name is Swizan and my Buddhist name is Wansap Bali, which means keeper of relatives. Joining me today is my dear sister Lillian. So Lillian, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Lillian, and my Buddhist name is Manopali, which means keeper of minds. So, Susan, what are you going to be sharing today?
We're going to be talking about samsara, and everyone please listen carefully because in the end we'll be asking questions. In Theravada Buddhism, samsara refers to the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. It's like being stuck in a never-ending loop of life and death, much like a video game where you keep going from one level to the next.
People are trapped in this cycle because of Dhamma, which means that our actions have consequences. Good actions bring good results, and bad actions bring bad results, influencing our future lives.
The goal in Buddhism is to break free from samsara by reaching nibbana, a peaceful state where the cycle ends. Buddhists try to live good lives, meditate, and grow in wisdom to achieve this freedom. Now I'll be asking questions, so my question to Denson is, what does samsara mean?
Samsara means the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth.
That is correct, so Lillian, can you please ask your question?
My question to Hank is, why are people stuck in samsara?
People are stuck because of karma, which means our actions have consequences.
That is correct. So, Susan, can you please ask your question?
My question to Tenzin is, what is the goal in Buddhism?
The goal in Buddhism is to try to break free from samsara and reach nibbana, a peaceful state.
That is correct. So, Lillian, can you please ask your last question?
My last question is to Hank, and it is, how do Buddhists try to break free from samsara?
By living good lives, meditating, and growing in wisdom.
That is correct. That is all, and thank you for listening.
It is now Nayantha, Mathay, and Amara's turn.
Hello, Mingla class. My name is Narita, and my Buddhist name is Yoga Bali, which means keeper of energy. Today, my two friends, Martin and Amara, will be joining me today. So, Martin, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Mangalaba. My name is Martin. My Buddhist name is Hita Bali, which means good keeper, and I live in Texas. So, Amara, can you please introduce yourself? Hello, Mangalaba. My name is Amar, and my Buddha's name is Amata Bali, which means keeper of deafness, and I live in Texas. Nay, that what will we talk about today?
Today, we will be talking about Dhisarana. So, before I begin, can everyone please pay attention because we'll be asking questions at the end. What is Dhisarana? Di means three, and Sarana means refuge or shelter. Dhisarana refers to the threefold refuges, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. Every lay Buddhist takes refuge in these three as a guide and source for inspiration. They say a special prayer with 3 sentences.
Buddham Saranam Gacchami. I go to the Buddha for refuge. Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. I go to the Dhamma for refuge. Sangam Saranam Gacchami. I go to the Sangha for refuge. The Buddha. The Buddha, the teacher who understood the way to freedom and showed us how to find it. 2. The Dhamma, the Buddha's teachings which help us in suffering and bring us from darkness to light. 3. The Sangha, the community of the Buddha's disciples who inspire us by striving to follow the teachings.
To take refuge in Dhisarana, there's no strict rules or special ceremonies. But being a true Buddhist means living by the Buddha's teachings every day, even if you don't say these 3 prayer sentences. It's not about just saying words, but about showing kindness, wisdom, and understanding in how you live your life. So now we'll be asking questions. So Martin, could you please ask the first question?
So Snowy, what are the rules of taking refuge in Dhisarana?
There are no strict rules or special ceremonies to take refuge.
That is correct. Think, what does Dhisarana refer to?
The threefold refuges, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha.
It's correct.
Question for Snowy, what is the Sangha?
The community of Buddha's monks disciplines.
That's correct. Thank you.
So ding. Every lay Buddhist take refuge in the 3 refuges as what?
As a guide and source of inspiration.
That is correct.
Thank you everyone for participating and listening.
It is now Sarah and Alexander's turn.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Sarah. My Buddhist name is Pali, which means guild guardian. So today I'll be talking about something with a Dhamma friend of mine. So Alexandra, please introduce yourself.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Alexander, and my Buddhist name is Ujjwala. So, Sarah, what will we be talking about today?
Today we will be talking about the meaning of the Buddha, and we'll be asking questions in the end. So everyone, please listen carefully. What does Buddha mean? Buddha means awakened one. This title is given to someone who has achieved deep understanding and wisdom about life. The Buddha was the man named Siddhartha Gautama who discovered the truth about suffering and how to overcome it.
When he became the Buddha, he awoke to the reality of life, seeing things as they truly are. He learned that everyone experiences suffering, but there are ways to find peace and happiness. The Buddha realized that by being kind, mindful, and understanding, we can free ourselves from pain and live a joyful life.
Buddha then shared his discoveries with others, teaching them how to awaken their own minds. His teachings help people understand their feelings and make better choices, leading to a happier life. The Buddha's goal was to help everyone find their own path to awakening and happiness. So now we'll be asking questions. So my first question is to Valerie. So what does the Buddha mean? The answer is Buddha means awakened one. So Alexander, please ask the next question.
My first question is the Myatno, and it is, who was the Buddha?
Absent.
Well, the correct answer was the Buddha was Siddhartha Gautama. So Sarah, please ask your last question.
My question is to Valerie. So what did the Buddha discover?
Absent.
Well, the answer is he discovered how to overcome suffering and find peace. So Alexander, please ask the last question.
My last question is to Sarah, and is, what did the Buddha teach others?
He taught people how to awaken their minds and live a happy life.
That is correct. Thank you for listening.
It is now Sumiya and Victoria's turn.
Hello everyone, my name is Sunya Pei. My Buddhist name is Chitta Bali, which means regarder of mind. And today I'll be joined by my dear Dhamma friend Victoria. So Victoria, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Victoria, and my Buddhist name is Ujupali, which means honest keeper. So, Sumit, what will we be talking about today?
Today we'll be talking about the 3 kinds of Buddha, but before we begin, we'll be asking questions in the end, so please listen carefully. Buddha means the enlightened one. To become a Buddha, a person must perfect themselves through 10 important qualities called the paramis.
There are 3 types of Buddhas, each reaching enlightenment in different ways. 1. Sama Sambuddha, a fully enlightened one. This person makes a special promise to become a Buddha and practices the paramis to help others.
2. Vajjaka Buddha. This person achieves enlightenment on their own without help from others but cannot teach enlightenment to others.
3. Savaka Buddha, Arahant. This person learns from the Buddha's teachings and has overcome all negative qualities. They can help others find their own path to freedom. Now we'll be asking questions, so Sumit Pei, can you please ask the first one?
My first question is to Kishing. What does Buddha mean?
Buddha means the enlightened one.
That is correct, thank you. So Victoria, please ask your question.
My question is to Shinki. What are the 3 types of Buddhas?
Sama Sambuddha, Vajjaka Buddha, and Sawaka Buddha.
That is correct, thank you. Sumit Pei, can you please ask your question?
My question is to Kishing. What is a Sama Sambuddha?
A Sama Sambuddha is a fully enlightened one who helps others.
That is correct, thank you. So Victoria, please ask the last question.
My last question is to Shinki, and it is, what is a Vajjaka Buddha?
A Vajjaka Buddha achieves enlightenment on their own but cannot teach others.
That is correct, thank you. That is all, and thank you for listening.
It is now Hazel, Shingling, and Alente's turn.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Hazel, and my Buddhist name is Vipapali, which means beekeeper. Today I'll be talking about something with my dear Dhamma friends, Xingling and Alente. So Xingling, please introduce yourself.
Hello, Vingulaba. My name is Shinkiling and my Buddhist name is Virapali, which means brave creeper, and I live in Colorado. So Alente, please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Alente, and my name is Alente, and my Buddha's name is Virabala, which means big keeper. And Hazel, what will we be talking about today?
Today we'll be talking about Dhamma. Everyone, please listen carefully because we'll be asking questions at the end. What is Dhamma? Dhamma in Buddhism means the teachings of the Buddha. It includes the rules and ideas that help us understand how to live a good life. Dhamma shows us the path to happiness and peace. The Dhamma teaches us important lessons like being kind, honest, and helping others. It also helps us understand our feelings and the reasons behind our actions.
One key idea in the Dhamma is the Four Noble Truths, which explain why we suffer and how to overcome it. By following the Dhamma, we learn to make better choices and avoid causing harm to ourselves and others.
Living according to the Dhamma can lead to a happier life and help us find inner peace. It guides us to be our best selves and to treat others with love and respect. We'll now be asking questions, so Xingling, please ask the first question. The first question is to Hank. So Hank, what does the Dhamma mean?
Dhamma means the teachings of the Buddha that show us how to live a good life.
That's correct. So Alingte, please ask the next question.
My next question is to Theresa, and Theresa, what does the Dhamma teach us?
The Dhamma teaches kindness, honesty, and how to understand our feelings.
That is correct. And Hazel, ask your next question.
The next question is for Hank. And what is one important idea in the Dhamma?
The Four Noble Truths explain why we suffer and how to overcome it.
That's correct. Xingling, please ask the last question. So the last question is to Theory-san. So Theory-san, how does living according to the Dhamma help us?
It helps us make better choices, avoid harm, and find inner peace.
That's correct. That is all, and thank you for watching.
It is now Desenjo and Hima-on's turn.
Hello, Mingalaba Dhamma class. My name is Kazancho, and my Buddhist name is Jana Bali, which means power of concentration. Today, me and a Dhamma friend will be talking about something. So, Hina could you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Hein Lang, and my Buddhist name is Sukavla, which means power of happiness. So, Zincha, what will we talk about today?
We will be talking about the Kalamas. Everyone, please listen carefully because we'll be asking a couple questions in the end. I'll start us off. Who were the Kalamas? The story of the Kalamas. Once upon a time, a group of people called the Kalamas were very confused. They had heard many different teachings from various teachers and didn't know which one to believe. So they went to the Buddha for advice.
Buddha told them, it's okay to feel confused and have doubts. Sometimes life can be tricky, and it's normal to question things. He then warned them not to believe everything they hear just because it comes from tradition, is written in books, or is said by someone who seems smart or important. Even if a teacher says something, that doesn't mean you have to accept it right away.
Instead, Buddha told the Kalamas to trust themselves. He said if you see something that is harmful, causes suffering, or is criticized by wise people, then you should stay away from it. Don't just follow others. Decide for yourself what is right and good.
And so, the Kalamas learned to think for themselves and make wise choices, just as Buddha has advised them.
That is all, so now we'll be asking questions. Hina could you please ask the first one?
The first question is for Rebecca, and it is, why were the Kalamas confused?
They heard many different teachings from various teachers and didn't know which one to believe.
That is correct. So, Zincha, could you please ask the next question?
My next question is for Hima, which is, how did the Buddha reassure the Kalamas?
The Buddha said that life can be tricky and it is normal to question things.
That is correct. Hina could you please ask the next question?
The next question is for Rebecca, and it is, what do the Kalamas learn from Buddha's advice?
They learn to think for themselves and make the wisest decisions.
That is correct. So, Zinja, could you please ask the last question?
My last question is for Hema, which is, what did the Buddha warn them about?
To not believe everything they hear.
That is correct. That is all, and thank you for listening.
It is now Shintha, Noel, and Tiffany's turn.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Shintha. My first name is Nakatari, which means freedom keeper. So today, my friends Noel and Tiffany will be joining me, so please introduce yourselves.
Hello everyone, my name is Noel and my Buddhist name is Wanapala, which means power personality. So Tiffany, could you introduce yourself?
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Tiffany and my Buddhist name is Santa Bali, which means peacekeeper. So, Shintha, what are we going to be talking about today?
We will be talking about the Four Noble Truths, so I'll go first. Please listen carefully because we have questions at the end. The Four Noble Truths. The Four Noble Truths are essential teachings of Buddhism that explain important things about life and how to find happiness. Here's a simple explanation of the Four Noble Truths for kids.
1. Dukkha, the truth of suffering. Life is made up of many experiences: happiness, sadness, sickness, aging, and change. By looking carefully at our lives, we can understand this truth clearly.
2. Samudaya, the truth of the cause of suffering. Suffering comes from craving, a strong desire or clinging to things, people, or experiences. This craving is a hidden force inside us, causing trouble in this life and in future lives. Because of craving, we are born again and again. This is a cycle of rebirth. Karma, our intentional actions, is connected to this.
3. Nirodha, the truth of the end of suffering. It is possible to end suffering by letting go of craving. This doesn't mean destroying the self, rather, it means freeing the mind from the attachment that ties us to this cycle of birth and death. Nibbana is not something that is made, it can be reached by anyone in this very life.
4. Magga, the truth of the path to the end of suffering. To overcome craving, we follow the Noble Eightfold Path. This path has 8 good qualities of mind working together to remove craving completely. When this is done, the mind is pure, free from passion, and beyond birth and death. So now I'll be asking questions. So Tiffany, could you please ask the first question?
My first question is to Maythun, and what is the first noble truth?
Dukkha, which means that life has happiness but sadness as well.
Yes, that's correct.
My question is to Mukden, and what causes suffering?
Wanting things too much or clinging to them.
That's correct. Noah, what are your questions?
My question to Wei-Yan is, can suffering end? Absent. Well, my question, what the answer is, yes, by letting go of craving, the mind becomes free. Tiffany, could you please ask the last question?
My last question is to Maythun, and how do we end suffering?
By following the Noble Eightfold Path.
Yes, that's correct. Thank you for listening.
We're now moving on to program number 3, which is choose the correct one and given answers by Haken.
My name is Hank, and my Buddhist name is Sutta Bala, which means the power of knowledge. Today, I'll be joined by my twin sister. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Hema, and my Buddhist name is Hema Pali, which means peacekeeper.
Today, we'll be asking questions to the individuals Julia, Kamapali, Sandy, Lasanda, Wei-Yan, Xingling, William, Benji, Nyambunte, Valerie, Kishin, Harry, Shinki, Snowy, Miet No, Medtau, Juju, and Theory-san. To begin, Julia, what does samsara mean?
Samsara means the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth.
That is correct. Kamapali, what does Tisarana refer to?
The barefold refugees and are Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha.
That is correct. Sandy, what is a Sangha?
The community of the Buddha's monk disciples.
That is correct. Lasanda, what does Buddha mean?
The Buddha means awakened one.
That is correct. Wei-Yan, who was the Buddha?
Absent.
Well, the correct answer is the Buddha was Siddhartha Gautama. Xinglang, what did the Buddha discover?
He discovered how to overcome suffering and find peace.
And that is correct. William, what did the Buddha teach others?
Absent.
Well, the correct answer is he taught people how to awaken their minds and live a happy life. Benji, what does the Buddha mean?
Absent.
Well, the correct answer is Buddha means the enlightened one. Nyambunte, what does samsara mean?
It means samsara, means the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth.
And that is correct.
Valerie, what does Tisarana refer to?
Absent.
Well, the correct answer is the three fold refuges are Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Kishin, what is the Sangha?
The community of the Buddha's monk disciples.
That is correct. Harry, what does Buddha mean?
Buddha means the awakened one.
That is correct. Shinki, who was the Buddha?
The Buddha was Siddhartha Gautama.
That is correct. Snowy, what did the Buddha discover?
He discovered how to overcome suffering and find peace.
That is correct. Mietno, what did the Buddha teach others?
Absent.
Well, the correct answer is he taught people how to awaken their minds and live a happy life. Meta'u, what does samsara mean?
Samsara means the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth.
That is correct. Juju, what does Tisarana refer to?
The threefold refuges that are Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha.
That is correct. Thiri-san, what is the Sangha?
The community of the Buddha's monk disciplines.
That is correct. Thank you for listening.
We're now moving on to program number 4, which is Answer the Questions 1 by Rebecca and Cynthia.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Rebecca, and my Buddhist name is Metta Bali, which means keeper of loving kindness. For today's program, my sister Cynthia will be joining me, so can you please introduce yourself? Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Cynthia, and my Buddhist name is Maga Bali, which means keeper of the middle path. The individuals that be asking today are Mate, Medom, Alexander, Amara, May Cindy, Chloe, Victoria, Shinta, and Hazel. Dane, please list the 12 causes or factors of Paticca Samuppada in Bali.
1. Avijja. 2. Sankhara. 3. Vijnana. 4. Namarupa. 5. Salayadana. 6. Basa. 7. Vedana. 8. Dana. 9. Upadana. 10. Kamabhava. 11. Jadi. And 12. Jaramarana.
That is correct, thank you. Maython, please recite the first Manasa Udana.
Aneka jati samsaram sandawisam anibisam kahakaram kawe santo dukha jati punapunam.
That is correct, thank you. Alexander, please recite the third Vachasa Udana.
Ihara hawe patu buanti dhamma Atapi no jayato brahmanasa Virupayanti tati marasenam Suryo wa obasaya mantalikam.
That is correct, thank you. Amara, please recite the first Dhamma Buddha Vachana.
Oh, wait, can you repeat that again?
Yes, can you please recite the first Dhamma Buddha Vachana?
Aneka jati gatha, aneka jati samsaram, sandavisam anibisam, gahagaram gawe santo, dukha jati punam.
That is correct, thank you. May Cindy please list the 6 dangers of using intoxicants?
Number 1, you could waste all your money. Number 2, you might argue with friends and family more. Number 3, it can make you very sick. Number 4, your reputation might get ruined. Number 5, you might do embarrassing things in public. And number 6, your brain might not work as well.
That is correct, thank you. Chloe, please list the 12 causes of Paticca Samuppada in Pali.
Number 1, avijjana. Number 2, sankhara. Number 3, vijnana. Number 4, namarupa. Number 5, salayatana. Number 6, phasa. Number 7, vedana. Number 8, dana. Number 9, upadana. Number 10, bhava. Number 11, jati. And number 12, jaramana.
That's correct, thank you. Victoria, please recite the first Manasa Udana.
Aneka jati samsaram sandavisam anibisam gahagaram gave santo dukkha jati punam.
That is correct, thank you. Shintam, please recite the third Vachasa Udana.
Yada Hari Patu Bhavanti Dhamma Patapino Yayato Brahmanasa Vidipayam Titati Marasenam Suriyowa Obasaya Mandalitam.
That's correct, thank you. Hazel, please recite the first Dhamma Buddha Vachana.
Aneka jati samsaram sandavisam anibisam gahagaram gawe santo dukkha jati punam.
That's correct, thank you. That is all for our program. Thank you for listening and participating.
We're now moving on to program number 5, which is answer the questions 2 by the Central.
Hello, Mingla Dhamma class. My name is Dhamma, and my Buddhist name is Jana Bali, which means power of concentration. Today, I'll be asking a few individuals some questions. Everyone, please be ready and prepared. My first question is to Sandy, which is, how do you share the merit you gain with all beings in Bali and in English?
Patidana, sharing merit with all. Amin punya bagam sapa sadanam pajema. I share the merit I have gained with all beings. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Bow one time.
Thank you for your effort, but I was looking for the answer on book 1, page 10. Thank you for trying, though. Anyways, Shinling, how do you chant metta meditation on yourself?
Aham awero homi, abhyapacho homi, aniko homi, sukhiyatana parihirami.
That is correct. Thank you. Snowy, how do you chant metta meditation on your parents?
Mama mata pitu avira huntu avya paza huntu aniga huntu suki atanem pariharantu.
That is correct. Thank you. Bing Thing, how do you chant metta meditation on your relatives and friends?
Matimitaja Adeva Hodu Abya Baja Hodu Anega Hodu Sakiyatana Payamadu.
That is correct. Thank you. Lin Thing, how do you chant metta meditation on your Dhamma class?
Tabrama jari noja awera hontu abya baja hontu aniga hontu suki atanam pariharantu.
That is correct. Thank you. Nyambonte, what is Buddhism? Please answer in Pali and English.
Sabapapasa encourage them not to do all or any evil. Kusalasa upasampada to cultivate good. Sajita Baryo Dapanam to prefer one mind. And Bodhana Sasanam, this is the teaching of the Buddha.
That is correct. Thank you. Wei Yan, please list the 3 refuges.
Absent.
Hopar. Mieno.
Absent.
Oh. Harry, how do you chant metta meditation on yourself?
Awero Homi, Abya Bajo Homi, Anega Homi, Sukyatana Pariharami.
That is correct. Thank you. Julia, how do you chant metta meditation on your parents?
Mama mata pitu awera hontu abya baja hontu aniga hontu sukiata nam pariharantu.
That is correct. Thank you. Kama, how do you chant metta meditation on your relatives and friends? Kama, are you ready? I'll come back to you. Thierry-san, how do you chant metta meditation on your Dhamma class?
What?
Thierry-san, how do you chant metta meditation on your Dhamma class?
What?
Do you not have the file?
No.
That's okay. We can try again next week. Coming back to Kama, are you ready?
I don't have the file.
That's okay. We'll be prepared next time then. That is all. Thank you for listening.
We are now at the end of the Dhamma class, so everyone please put your hands together and recite Buddha Sasanam Chiram Dededu 3 times. Buddha Sasanam Chiram Dededu, may the Buddha's teachings last long. Buddha Sasanam Chiram Dededu, may the Buddha's teachings last long. Buddha Sasanam Chiram Dededu, may the Buddha's teachings last long. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.